Hello, welcome. If you're watching this live or even if you're watching the VOD afterwards, I'm Ollie Parsley. I'm an engineering manager at Meltwater, based in Reading in the UK. So generally, we've done at least one stream during each of our hackathons over the last year or so. This one's no different. Our hackathons are generally multiple days long, so this one's 3 days long, and you can reasonably do anything that you like. As long as it's kind of loosely related to what we do, I think. So last time I was streaming, I was working on the Meltwater Terraform provider, which to some people might not be the most exciting thing. But that topic is going to change. So the hot topic at the moment is kind of related to Twitter, which, and Mastodon. So, excuse me. There's a small group of us within Meltwater Engineering that look after our social channels, the ones that are like just down here. So these we use the Meltwater Engage app to publish to like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the other places, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all those places. But one thing we can't do at the moment is there's the trend at the moment is looking at using Mastodon. So we're going to see how we get on with it. We're going to do a project that's hopefully going to read from the Twitter streaming API for a particular account. In this case, eventually it'll be the Meltwater Engineering Twitter account. And then anything we tweet on there, automatically put it on our registered Mastodon account. Sounds easy. I've done a lot of the boring stuff already, which is kind of setting up the skeleton project. Actually, let's just have a look, shall we? So I've got a skeleton project. There we go. Command execute, done. Now, so we have a. So this is Go. Unless you, I should probably make that clear first. You should hopefully get that from the name of the project. But yeah, this is Golang. For some reason, the social media thing's kind of going tripping out. So let's just get rid of that. There we go. Right, no more distractions. So, written in Go. The idea we consumed from a Twitter account, and then somehow do some rewriting to get that to work on Mastodon. Now there are a few bits that are going to be tricky. It's not as simple as, hey, I just get my tweet to text and I put it straight into Mastodon. If you're using hashtags, maybe they're not the same hashtags that are in use on Mastodon. There's other bits such as if you mention a user, there's no guarantee that the user you're mentioning on Twitter has the same handle or username or screen name, or the terminology is, on Mastodon. So yeah, we're going to figure that out. I think I've got a hackathon style fix for it, which is essentially to replace any app mentions with just the person's full name or the company's full name from their Twitter account, rather than just the trying to work out which username it should be mentioning, which isn't ideal, but this is a hackathon after all, and I'm only streaming for a couple of hours, so I've got to see how much we can get done. I've never looked at the Mastodon API docs before, which could be it's going to be an interesting learning curve. But what I have done before, as of lots of people within Meltwater Engineering, is use the Twitter API. I've not done it in Go before, but interestingly, so I'm using the Go Twitter library, and there's something interesting about this. Where's my browser's gone? The interesting thing, apart from the fact I can't find the page, is you can see this repository has been archived by the owner. I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is just a really old one then. Let's have a look. It turns out that as of November 2022, most of the Golang clients are deprecated, and I think I can probably imagine why, due to what's in the news recently. But essentially, I'm going to be using an archived read-only project. Let's see how we get on with it. You can see from the number of stars and stuff, it's the most heavily used one. But we'll see. Yeah, so we've got a Twitter consumer using this Twitter client to consume tweets using an app that I've set up for testing purposes, and then we'll move that to using a real one. And then for every tweet that comes in, we process it, we do a whole bunch of stuff here, and this is the stuff that we'll need to tweak throughout this stream. How to process a message, and then also how to send it to Mastodon. We've got the concept of a runner. A runner has a consumer and eventually a producer. There is one consumer, which is Twitter, and there'll be one producer, which is for Mastodon, but it means that we could use it to post to other kind of, I guess at the moment, I would consider it niche social networks. I don't know what anyone else would think of it. Also, if you're in the chat and you've used Mastodon, shout out your handles, because I joined and on the techhub.social, and I have no one not really following anyone, so if you want me to follow you, just give me a shout. Let's have a quick look actually. So I've got a test Mastodon account. We've also got, actually I'll show this first. If this loads, I mean, load. No. Load. So this MW test is this account that I'm working with. Right, techhub.social. You might have noticed if you try to sign up for Mastodon, various different versions or the different servers are not accepting users because the load is too high at the moment, which is interesting. Right, we've loaded now. We have a Meltwater Engineering. We're on the techhub.social at the moment. But yeah, you can see Meltwater Engineering, and we verified the underthehood.meltwater.com site on there, which, coincidentally, we released a blog post this morning. There's a couple of... this is the second in a series. The first one actually went really well. Like, if you have a look on... like a week ago on Hacker News, we were easily in the top 5 for a little while, about how we upgraded our 3 petabyte Elasticsearch cluster without downtime. And we've just published the second one of those this morning. So there's 7 in total. Talking about how we did this. I mean, it's big enough that it needed to be covered in that many blog posts. So it's an awesome job by everyone that put the blog post together, but also everyone that actually... the teams that were involved in getting this to work, because it was a massive feat to get it all working. And now we're kind of running in prod without the old cluster. We got the new cluster, and customers won't have noticed a single thing has changed, which is great, apart from a bit of speed and enhancements and stuff like that. Right, that's enough kind of self-promotion bit done there, right? So what I've got is, also if you are in the chat, feel like, and you do have a Twitch account, you can follow along. Click follow, and then you might see your name pop up in flashy lights on the screen. Woo! Positive reinforcement, that is. Right. I'm gonna check the old Slack just to see if anyone on the Meltwater Slack is messaging me about anything. I usually get people messaging on Slack rather than in the Twitch chat. No, cool. I think we're good. Cool. Right. So let's just try and work this out, right? So the idea we receive one of the reasons for using the Twitter streaming API is that it can all be done in real time. So in real time, like we're talking like sub-second, a tweet will be posted. It will be received by this. We'll process it to figure out what users are being mentioned, any hashtags that are being used. Hashtags, I think, for the purposes of the hackathon, we might just leave the hashtags the same, but certainly users will need to change to either work out the username it should be on Mastodon, which is a pretty difficult task, or in what I'm probably going to do is actually just say, hey, if we're mentioning, like we did in a tweet earlier, at Elastic, we'll just change it to Elastic, because that's the name of the Twitter account, like the full name of it. So if it was, say, at Ollie Parsley as one word, we'd replace it with the name on my Twitter account, which is Ollie Parsley. That's the same with Meltwater Engineering. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So what this does, the runner starts up the consumer. It will also start up the producer at the same point when we have one, and it has a method to stop. It will then process messages, and what that is, there's a channel, a messages channel, which has these kind of sanitized versions of tweets, and that looks like, if I come into consumer, we've got a message here. So the message has content, which is just the string text. So like, for instance, this is a tweet. So this will be the full string text of a tweet. So that's up to the 280 characters. Any mentions are these user objects, and the user object has an ID, some sort of substitution, because I'm kind of figure out how we substitute these names, these usernames for real names and stuff. Their username, full name, links bio. I put is verified because I thought pre-Twitter blueness and everyone being able to pay to get verified, which has since been paused, anyone that is verified, I could also check some sort of verification on Mastodon because you can verify links. But since the is verified is just a paid for thing and anyone can impersonate people, that kind of renders that pointless now, which is a shame. But yeah, so we've got bio and things like that as well, just to see if there's anything we can use in here that can make it easy to do username substitution. Then in the Twitter consumer, you can see my form of debugging is just print lines. It is a hackathon after all. So I'll talk through the code up here. Let's just move the terminal bit down. So create an instance of the Twitter consumer, which will just create an instance of this Twitter struct with users. So users is just an array of the user IDs. So for instance, we'll just get the either user ID or username, which will be, in this case, meltwatereng, because that's our Twitter account. But for testing purposes, it's going to be random accounts just to try and get some sort of some tweets through. We have the config, which is just this value that has all of the Twitter and Mastodon consumer secrets and keys and stuff. I can show you that in a bit. Then we do some quick validation, checking that the consumer key and secret work. That they are not empty strings. Otherwise, we can't do anything if we can't authenticate you. Then we create an instance of the Twitter client itself and verify credentials, which is a specific endpoint, REST API endpoint. And then, if we can't verify the credentials, we return the error. Then we have this demux, so demultiplexer, where we can process different types of messages. We don't care about other event messages or follows or things like that. We only care about tweets. So luckily, this is a struct that's provided by the Twitter library, and I can just add a function that I can attach onto the tweet struct or tweet property, and then this gets executed for every time there's a tweet. So all we do is we run this process message, which returns an error if we can't process it properly, and then if there's no error, it puts it on the message channel, which is exactly what is used in the runner, and we iterate and keep receiving messages from there. This was useful for debugging because you can listen to all events. Then validate just checks that these aren't empty. That could be better in the future, but it's a hackathon. Then we start the Twitter consumer. So the idea would be that we would track a couple of users, but unfortunately we need real tweets to come through for me to test this stuff out. So I just put the word climate in. I did put the word elonning, but unfortunately that got too much data, weirdly. Then we set up the filter stream, and then we add the demultiplexer as to handle all the messages that are in this channel. So this channel is every line that comes out of the Twitter streaming API. There's a stop method. We can get the messages channel, which is just a handy way of getting the messages channel here. And then process message is the bit that I was kind of working on yesterday during the hackathon. I wasn't streaming that bit. So we know that what comes in here is a tweet. So actually, I'm not actually sure I need to have this message type bit, but there's a couple of bits we need to do first. So to make it easier, if there's any retweets, there is obviously the concept of like free sharing on Mastodon, but unfortunately it's just going to be too complicated to work out all retweets and stuff like that. So instead we're going to drop retweets, we're going to drop quoted tweets, and also if the Meltwater Eng Twitter account replies to someone, we're going to drop that as well, because that is still specific to a particular network. We reply to someone on Twitter and then suddenly reply to them on Mastodon would be weird. And also we've got to do username matching and all that sort of stuff. So we drop a whole bunch of things that we don't need. We then the Twitter API is frustratingly good at having backwards compatibility. So in the Twitter API, when you receive a tweet, you have so many different copies of the tweet text. You have it at the tweet.text level. You have .full text. You have extended tweet, which this was introduced when Twitter updated their tweets to be 280 characters, which is years ago now, but they still have the old version. And also, if you've got a retweet or a quoted tweet, you then have the same thing of this nested another level down. So this is just a little condition check to make sure that we get the full text and entities. Entities are multiple arrays of objects that have things like the hashtags that are mentioned, the URLs that are mentioned, and what else was there? Oh, and the usernames. The user mentions of what we do. So all we do is we iterate over the user mentions. So we've got a tweet here, we've got all the right text, we've got the right entities. We then iterate over all the user mentions. We then go to the Twitter API to get all the information, because in the user mentions here, mention entity, we only get the indices, which is like the start and end bytes within the tweet where the actual mention appears, the ID, the name, and the screen name. We want to grab extra bits as well. So we've grabbed everything here. So you would have seen the user structure we created in the consumer, wherever that went. So we've got the username, the full name, links in the bio, which is only one at the moment, the bio, and if they're verified or not. So then we can do cleverer name substitution later. Then we've got a big to do here, handle name substitution. And then we return this. That then gets put in a channel. So I can show you what that looks like if I just run. So I've got Makefile. Makefile just has a whole bunch of stuff, so I can do dependencies and stuff like that. But I can run server, which puts the required environment variables in. So there's environment variables for these bits. There's also, I need to add the Mastodon bits at some point. So the consumer, the OAuth credentials for consumer key and access token. Then, and then the server just runs main.go and the server. So main.go goes to CMD. CMD, we're using Cobra. We just added a server command, and the server command will start. It's not even a web server, it's just a server, isn't it? So if I just run make server, you can see we've received a whole bunch of stuff related to climate. So you can see the word climate appearing. You can see how many of these are just being dropped. And then we've got a consumer message here. So this is you can see, so it's split onto multiple lines. So there's no mentions in this one, but the tweet text is this bit here. So that's the entire tweet text. Let's see if we can find one that's got some sort of mentions. Oh, there we go. So this one has content. So the content all the way up to here is the tweet, then mentions. So we've got an object here, which is a particular user with the ID, substitution code, username, full name, bio, and if they're verified or not. Was there links there? Oh, so they've got no link in their bios, but that's fine. So what we're aiming to do is process these really. So the first thing to do is anytime there's mention of at something or other, we need to substitute this with what I've created. All I've done is I've created a UUID, so put a UUID in here, so like a unique string. Then what we can do is in the Mastodon producer is then decide what we want to do. The decision at the moment is we only want to substitute in the full name. Missing a comma. Oh no, where am I? Oh, colon. Where am I missing a colon? Oh no, oh, is that, hang on, am I being trolled here? Because obviously this is go, so there's, I don't need colons at the underlines. Yeah, so I need to just work on that bit, so I'll stop the server. It doesn't actually use stop, I just brutally sig term and get rid of it. So, what we need to do in here is handle the string substitution. So, we know that in the user mention, so within here, we have indices. So the indices is that it's an array with 2 items. The first item is the byte number for the beginning of the mention, and the second one is for the end of the mention. So I should be able to just grab whatever the bytes are in the string, put my own string in its place, which in this case is going to be this UUID. Where did I put it? Yeah, so just create a UUID using this random UUID library. Right. Anyone got any questions on that at all? Apart from correcting my code, because obviously it's not the best. I'll try to make it clear using interfaces and stuff like that. Has anyone got anything? If not, there's multiple ways I can do this substitution. I could either use the indices, or I could use something that is an awful hack that would only work in certain situations. So I can just do a string replace. So I could just replace, hang on, string replace all, I can't remember how all these work now. So the string will be the tweet. So this will be, where's the tweet gone? Text, it's just called handily. The old string would be the user mention dot screen name. Actually, it wouldn't be that, would it? It's more than that, because it has an at the beginning. Oh, so if there's any constructive criticism of the code, I'll happily take that. I am a manager day to day, so I don't write code every day, as you can probably tell. Anyway, so replace also the old string with the new string, and that would be the, oh hang on, we need to put this up here so I can get to it. Full user. Now I can do, instead of screen name here, I can full user dot username, and then full user dot full name. That flows off the tongue well, doesn't it? Now, bodging, this should technically, oh hang on, it's not a new string. This should work for 90% of cases. The only problem is if, say, I have a tweet that comes in that mentions, so if it's say, hello, this is a tweet, let's just comment that so it looks a bit nicer. This is a tweet for, say, foo bar and foo. Sorry, hang on, let's do at foo and foo bar. So if I use this technique, technically what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace at foo with the person's full name, and then what we're going to end up with, so if you just say here that the person's full name is what's the full name going to be? Foo bar Baz. What we'd end up with is after the first substitution of this, you get foo bar Baz, and I think you can see where this is going. You get foo bar Baz bar. And that's obviously wrong because then the substitution for this won't work. So I'm going to put, what I'm going to do is, because it's a hackathon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a massive to-do against this to make this better. Oh, actually, it's not the full name, actually. It is full user dot substitution code. There we go. So in this case, yeah, what we'll do, make this better and use indices. Substitution codes. Cool. So we've iterated over all user mentions, we've put them in here. We've then updated the tweet text, so I've technically handled substitution here. So if I run this, now the problem is I'm probably gonna have to work on this to make it so that we can just run it quickly and just have some sort of mock Twitter thing come out, or just always return the same tweet after X number of seconds. So we need something that's got mentions. Got mentions. Oh yes, there we go, there we go. So let's just see if this works. Yes, so the original tweet would have been registration is open, join, and then this would have become, this would be Army Small Biz. Now I've got to be careful because I'm not filtering any of these tweets, so I apologise if there's anything not very nice in these messages. So we've got the name substitution in there, and then we also want to replace these links because we don't want to have the t.co link. So what happens is that Twitter will shorten the URL. We want to have the next hop for the URL. So we need to do this, a similar thing with replacing URLs. So we need to do so this is a tweet URL, and then what's it called in entities? URLs. There we go. I'm not sure what these URL entities are. What's in there? Expanded URL. That's the one we want. So we want to replace URL with expanded URL. So this is again going to be just a bodge for now. So we're going to replace in the text. We're going to find URL. So we don't need this. Yeah. Tweet URL dot, is it going to be, it's going to be URL, and replace it with the expanded one. Right, I'm hoping that once we've done this bit, then we can actually just move on to the sending stuff to Mastodon. That's going to be the interesting bit. Right, where's one that's got, has this got links as well? Has this got a link? There we go, cool. So this first one has everything. So it's got a mention, so the mention, oh, multiple mentions. So they've put in the UUIDs. UUIDs are unique, that's another good thing. Then we put in the full URL. The expanded URL rather than the t.co link. Boom. There is another step. If you are, I think if you pay, you get unbound URLs. So you could put, maybe you put a bit.ly link in your tweet. If you put the bit.ly link in, I think in this case, the expanded URL would be the bit.ly link. The unbound URL would be following that until it's reached all of its redirects until it's at the end URL. So this I think is the correct way, because it means if someone puts a bit.ly link in, we'll still use it so people can track where URLs are going and stuff like that. Right. Is anyone throwing up at the thought of these replacements? Also, don't forget to say hi if you're in the chat as well. Who have we got here? Cool. Right. So we've done this bit. We've done the first bit. Also, can anyone say can you actually hear the music in the background? Is that an okay level? Also, I don't think the camera could be in a better position, I think. There you go. Also, this is not the Meltwater office. This is me at home where I bought some really bad lights. But so I look like some sort of cool streamer, but actually I'm just a mid-30s manager trying to write some code. Right. So we've done that. So what we can see now is when we're in the runner, consumer message is all here. So we have the consumer message there. So consumer message, there we go, has everything that we need. Consumer message, so there's line. Oh, I see, that's a long message. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then, yeah, so there's multiple. There, this is the bio, then goes on to multiple lines. Anyway, let's ignore that. Right, so what we need to do here is for each message here, because we know that if we receive a message from this channel, it's good to send. Is we need to basically like send to the producer. Or sender. I don't know if there's a better name terminology wise for a producer. We're producing a post on Mastodon. Anyway, so we're going to create a new package. We can always rename it afterwards. So if I'm just going to copy the consumer one, rename. So we create the interface for it and everything. So we want to, for the producer, we don't, at the moment we don't need start or stop. We just really need a produce message. Oh, I need to stop that from running in the background. Right. So essentially by this point, we can reuse a consumer message. Or do we want a new struct that we receive as a producer message? Let's just keep it the same message for now. We may get some sick dependencies. We've got consumer in there, right? Oh, hang on. So let me just work this out. So we need to receive the message, and we'll probably just return an error, I guess. Anything else we need? So unlike the streaming API, everything will be just done in one go. So when we produce the first message, that's when we connect to Mastodon, not when the server starts up, which is what the Twitter one does. At the moment, we just create a standard producer, so we don't need to have going to be an interesting one. Do we need user IDs? I don't think we need users at this point. And we don't need users here either. So let's just, because the hackathon, we copy and paste code, right? Producer is saying there's no new Mastodon. Let's go Mastodon. Now I've done nothing with the Mastodon API before, so we're going to learn together. So Mastodon. I'm going to create a new instance of Mastodon. Well, we've got the config at the moment, but we probably want to have a client of some kind stored here, so we don't. We can reuse the same client. Got config, and then we'll put the client in there at some point. We will have validate. If the length of errors. Right, so create instance. So this is the bit where I'm going to remove all the Twitter stuff. I'm going to put to-dos in just to make sure. So I have a list. To do create on client, to do test credentials. I think that's probably it actually. So I can create the client when we start, and then that it actually. And then validate. So this will be things like mastodon.client key and all that stuff, because Twitter is OAuth 1.1 or something still. Everything else is number 2. Secret. And then there's just access token. There's no access token. Secret. Wait, so we've got some very simple stuff there. We can get rid of start and stop. Right, so let's morph this into, what did I call it in the interface? Hang on, new mastodon. Why is that not? Oh, it's not implementing. Not implementing produce message. And producer.produce message. Let's have send message. Maybe a bit better. Cool. What we'll do is we'll get this set up and then we'll have a quick review. So that we want it on. Oh, we're going to change these to P for producer, not C for consumer. Let's avoid any ambiguity there. So send message, and then that's going to receive a consumer.message. Yeah, I've got that the right way around, and then it will return an error. And then in here, we're going to do substitution, username substitution, and then post to mastodon. Yeah. Weird. I'm kind of feeling vaguely like competent at writing this stuff and talking through it. It looks like I could BS my way through some stuff, I think. Right. So we've got send message. Consumer message. So what's up here? Oh, it's still receiving an extra argument here. We don't want that. And then that should disappear. Green. Cool. Bingo. Right. So what we're going to do is return not implemented yet. So what we can do is we can actually hook this up immediately to the runner. So the runner needs the whole concept of a producer. Hopefully no cyclical dependencies here. Cool. They hurt my brain. So we need a consumer and a prod for a producer. Put the producer on here. Right, so we get a new instance of the runner. The runner does need to start the consumer. It does not need to start the producer, but it needs, so it's got a new instance of it at that point. We may want to add some validation early on rather than having the whole thing running for hours and then failing. We can figure that out. And then stop only has to stop the consumer. Process messages, right. So then what we can do here is this is r.producer.sendMessage. Boom. So essentially it's just a way to route between the producer and the consumer, but we could do other fancy things in here if we wanted to. So this will all be synchronous. So the consumer writes stuff into a channel, but the producer will just be synchronous. It just needs to run when we receive a message. It doesn't matter if we've got multiple things going on at the same time, because there are Go routines for each consumer, because they're separate. Also, separate runners. We can have as many runners as we want, which is just the coupling of the consumer and the producer. So actually, what we should see is in here, if we run it, no, not enough arguments and call to. Oh, whoops. Need to create the producer. So this is just in the server, which is just going to run a single one of these. And then producer goes into here. Let's line this up on here so it might be a bit easier to see. Some new lines. Right, let's try now. What we should see is a client key must know. Oh, I haven't put the mastodon ones in. So what I've got is a .env up here. I'm not going to click on any of these because that's actually where the keys are. But using the environment variables means that we can see them and I can customize them, but you can't see them. But if you, I can use the hide behind here. Woohoo! But I'm not going to use that just yet. I just don't click on these. So we've got domain, client key, access token. The domain is interesting because I'm not exactly sure how that's going to fit. So what I can do is in my make file is just I can probably copy most of these. Oh no, that's not the best way to do it. So, oh, I didn't go through the config setup, did I? I'll go through that after I've set these up. When I was first looking at Mastodon, I was putting mastodon instead of mastodon. Cool story. How is everyone doing today, by the way? Last day of the week. Anyone want to put in the chat what they're up to at the weekend? So, who's going to be first to say? Oh, we got a message from Meltwater Eng to say sleeping. Right, this should mean that... Oh, actually, I need to... So there's two things I need to do. One in the Mastodon, one is check the domain. Because obviously Mastodon is federated. So it could be on any server. Happens to be the Meltwater Eng one is on the techhub.social one. Right, so what we should see... Do I have to do anything with the error? I don't think I do anything with the error. I need to do something with the error, don't I? Otherwise it's invisible what's actually happening. There we go. So, error sending message, and that's going to have some error. Need a new line afterwards because we're not using a logger, we're just printing. Try that. So hopefully by the time this actually tries to send something, which is whenever we see a consumer message, you should see on the following line, yeah, error sending message not implemented yet. Boom. Okay, cool. We're hooked up at least. Now, what I want to be able to do... Oh, I need to show you the config. So the config, all it does is a config struct that contains the Twitter and Mastodon details. So Twitter has these, Mastodon has these, and then all I've got here is a way that kind of just creates the config by grabbing. I realise talking like this, you can't hear me. There's the grab the environment variables and set them in there basically, and have a default which is empty string, but it means that if we wanted to have some other defaults, maybe a default domain would be the main Mastodon instance or something. The Terminator. Loving the chill music. Yeah, I found this on this was on YouTube as genuinely royalty-free music. I mean, I've been using it while I've been working day to day, so it's gradually driven me nuts. But it's about 2 hours long, I think. Is it 2 hours long? Is it? It is 2 hours 6 minutes. Right. So I've collected all the stuff in there. What I want to be able to do now is have a mock producer that will just spew out some messages, or maybe it should just spew out one message. So every run I've got, it can just spew out one thing. So let's do the excuse me. It's not even mock. It's dummy, really. New dummy. So this needs to do basically nothing. I mean, it can have the config if we want. Is that right? What's wrong with this? What is wrong with this? Okay, let's just go back a line. Let's create an instance of dummy, and then we do a. No, hang on. Oh, whoops. That was why. We don't need a validate method. Start is going to do nothing, but it still needs to be there. Stop, the same. Whoop. Get messages channel. So this is where, oh, damn it, I still need a messages channel. Okay, so I did need one thing. Why didn't anyone tell me? Where do I create that? There we go. Have to put this on new lines and everything. Right. So got a channel. Oh no, oops. Hang on, where's the Twitter one complaining? Oh, because I haven't finished it. As I get down here. Okay. I still need to return nil for these because there is no error. Right. I think something's a little bit better. Right. Process message. Is process message in the interface? No, it's not. Okay, cool. I don't actually need to have this then. But this is used to create. Essentially what I need is the start is actually going to be the thing that sends a message. So here I need to create a dummy message. So users, it's going to be... Oh, I kind of need the users in here then, don't I? Strong. Have I done... Oh yeah, okay. Users. what else do we need in here? We need the content, which can be this is live on twitch.tv/meltwatereng. And so what we can do is our own substitution in here. So we could do thanks to this, and right. So those are going to be string substitutions. So now I can do mentions is an array of user. Right. I don't need to do that anymore, do I? So we're going to have. Actually, the only ones that really matter here are substitution code, which is going to be the first one. Oh, we do need to put the rest in actually. So we've got ID. And then we got, what else was there? Let's, what else do we need? So we need username. This is going to be, let's do me. Let's publicize me. Full name. Ah, spell my name right. Links. Let's do some promotion for HVS under the hood.meltwater.com, where you can find that awesome blog post. Bio. Oh yeah, awesome. If there's any doubt, it's verified. I mean, let's we can make this as the same verification process as Twitter Blue. I can just say yes, I'm verified. So that's the first one, and then the second one is going to be whichever one. 98764. And this one's going to be Meltwater Eng. And you can do Meltwater Eng. Coincidentally, it's got the same blog post. Meltwater engineers are awesome. Right, okay, so we've got the dummy message there. So we've got the content, we've got the multiple substitutions. Is that it? Is that all I have to do? No problem. I'll see if I can find a link for the playlist. Miserable llama. My username's so boring. I'm just Ollie Parsley. I kind of thought it'd be easier, but maybe I need to change it. I did have a username I had a long time ago, Ollie Do 2K. But whenever I was playing games and stuff, everyone thought I was born in the year 2000. I thought, oh, you're like 22 years old. Like, no, I got the email address in the year 2000. And that wasn't even my first email address. The first one was like AOL or something like that. Is the music a good enough volume? Can you hear me nicely with the music in the background? Do I need to shut up more? I need to write this to the... Do I need to write it to the channel? Where do I do writing? Say, yeah, okay, cool. We do write it to the channel. So this is immediately going to be on the channel. So as soon as the producer starts, now let's see if we can get this hooked up to the runner. I'm sorry, it's the server. So new consumer, we want just so we can come back to it. So that will return the default consumer, which is Twitter, but I can just say new dummy, and that should be enough. Cool. Okay. Now, will this work? So this should start the. Let's go through the runner. So create an instance of the runner with the dummy producer, the incomplete mastodon producer, consumer producer, and then we should get a single message, and we get an error saying could not do anything with it. Everyone cross your fingers, please. Perfect. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do, was just have a command that just hung. What have I done now? Why is that? Do I need to... Oh, hang on. It's just... Is it just wait hanging at the producer bit when it's writing to the channel? Is the channel not? Okay, let's just go hackathon style logging. Oh, why don't I print there? Print line. I don't need that. Right, let's just see. I'm assuming before send. Is this a does this hang until something consumes it? Okay. Let's just just create a new method down there called like send it, and then we can just use a go routine just to get past it. Just send message, and then that's gonna I guess it gets stuck there until there's anything hooked up to receive it, but unless we hook up the... Did we hook up the producer before the consumer? So it's... No, because the channel doesn't exist at that point. Maybe the channel needs to be created outside of that. Maybe the channel needs to be created in the runner and then passed into the consumer and the producer to use it. Let's worry about that in a bit. So I should just be able to do... Oh, there is no error, so... Oh, actually, I don't need that. So instead of this, I can just do go. This should mean we're unblocked at least. Cool! Woohoo! Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I mean, obviously it will keep going because there's nothing stopping the channel and deleting it at the end. Right. This is an interesting song. So this is live from Twitch with this, and then yeah. So cool. So we're now in the Mastodon one. So we are now in here. What was going on here? Oh yeah, so create client and everything. Well, at least what I do first is create the message, or just the message. So we've received the message. Username substitution. So you know, the one thing about Go is I can never remember how to do a for loop. I literally in my code, I pretty much just search for the word for. There we go. I can never remember the syntax for some reason. So this dot mentions. So what all we're going to do is the slightly less awful string substitution, because I'm using UIDs. I'm assuming that makes them unique, so I don't have to worry about using the indices or anything like that. So what we want to do is message dot content equals strings dot replace. So this is going to be message dot content, and then what we're going to do is mention dot substitution code, and then mention dot full name. Cool. So what we've done is we've offloaded the decision about what we put into the actual message to the place it's being produced. So in this case, Mastodon can say, right, I'm not. At the moment, we're not going to bother with. Oh, hang on, where's that? Oh, is it like -1? -1, yeah. Oh, I should have done replace all. That's fine. Just in case it's mentioned more than once. Although to be fair, we'll do replace all. It's safe enough. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just log this. So Mastodon message. Right, so we should see exactly the message with all the substitution. I'm pointing at my screen. You can't see me do that. Anyway, these these 2 bits substituted with the name Ollie Parsley and Meltwater Engineering. Boom, boom, boom. This is live on Twitch.tv. Thanks to Ollie Parsley and Meltwater Engineering. Boom. So hopefully, I mean, one of the reasons I'm using it in this sort of technique is I can really quickly add unit tests to cover these bits. So I've no idea how quiet I go when I lean back. Yeah. So next, we need to actually send it to Mastodon. This is the big bit. So how long have I been live for? When did I go live? About an hour ago. So I've got about an hour and a bit. I've got no more meetings today. It's hackathon, so that means less meetings, which is great. I wonder if the social media rotator is going to work again. Am I back on again? Whoa! Can I fix this somehow? It just goes a bit weird, doesn't it? Refresh cache at the current page. Right, is that better? So we've got Meltwater Eng. We'll leave it there and just see if it works. So the rotator is just above the webcam, just up here. Yeah. We'll see if that works. Okay, chat. Anyone know of a recommended Golang Mastodon client, please? Let's have a look. Where's me browser window's gone? There we go. Just bring it over here. So Mastodon Golang client. God, quite bright on my eyes. Right, most Mastodon Golang client. Oh yeah. Mastodon client for Golang. Oh, hang on. What's the difference between these? Toot. Oh, because the toots are the messages, the posts you send. Client for Golang. Right. Okay. I'm going to open both of these. I'm purely going to go based on the number of stars. Okay, 4. So you're out. 448. That looks like the best one. Right. So how do we use this? Import this server, which is why I got the domain. Client name, scopes, website. Is that needed? Oh, so hang on. Register app. Hang on. So does that create an application every time? Yeah, that looks like it. Okay, I've got an app already. So server, client ID, client secret, authenticate. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I thought there was an OAuth flow. Okay, I can adjust the environment variables to be email and password. I would be happier if it was OAuth though, rather than having to put email and password in. Doesn't it? That does not make for easy like credential rotation or anything. Let's see if is there post or something. Statuses. Post status. Yeah, post statuses. So that's the one for creating a status. So they've implemented that. Right. Let's this? I'll see. Maybe there's a different authenticate method. I'll have a look. Because I do have an access token. Which is it's weird that the example wouldn't include it. Not filling me with great hope. Where did my browser go? Ah, there we go. Right. Let's just chuck that at the top. Save it. And then, luckily, make depths. We'll just bring it in. Boom. So we've got, what is it brought in? Mastodon WebSockets, link header. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Unless, well, I obviously don't know what those are contained, but Gorilla is a pretty well-known library. Right, Mastodon. The client, actually, we know what new client gives us, so we can put this into here. Right. We have domain in here. So we have com dot mastodon dot domain client ID client key. I hate we've got places to use different names. In the Mastodon UI, it's called client key. Now, this is the bit I want to just see if is there just different authenticate. Authenticate token. Auth code. Oh no, that's all. Authenticate app logins using client credentials. Authenticate token logs in using a grant token returned by applicant. No, I don't want that though. I don't have an auth code. I've actually got an access token. This is annoying. So do they put an access token somewhere? So if I find the authenticate app, what does that do? Authenticate with that, what does that do? So that makes an actual call. I don't need to do that. Config access. Hang on, I can access this. Can I access this? Yeah, that's on client. Let me just check. Access token, because I've got access token. Config. Yeah, I can create the client. I can just set the access token. That's easy. Config dot access token. It doesn't feel the proper way to do it. If this was ever to be like opened up, I presume that I'd have to go through a proper flow, and then I would need to do the normal authentication flow. So I don't need to do that. Boom. Test the credentials. Right. Client dot right, I just need like an authenticate. Is there one called test? No. Verify app credentials. Verify app credentials returns the Mastodon application. I want to actually test. I'm gonna have to just do a get. Get the timeline or something. I don't have a status ID. Get. What is going to be the least impactful? Get account statuses. No. Get current user. There we go. Returns the account of the current user. Boom. Oop. What's the difference between account and current? Oh, so current user will just use the authentication. Boom. So just context dot background. I normally use like dot background. And then we get an account, and then error. Then to avoid confusion. By the way, if you don't follow already, did I say earlier? Then if you do follow, you get like a pretty noise and some shiny stuff on the screen. So account. I'm not actually sure. I don't actually need to test the account, do I? Although let's just print it anyway. Just to see what's actually in the account, because I don't know what's actually included in there. And then new line. Test the credentials. So at least that should mean we fail pretty early. So as soon as we try straight away. Validation and then that, and then yeah, then afterwards send to Mastodon. Right. So what we should do is get account information. It's not the right command. Right, come on account. Whoop. Okay, so that was quite slow, wasn't it? Okay, so you got account information, username and all that. So I've got MW test as an account. No avatar. Hopefully there's nothing else that's needed there. Yeah, that looks good to me. So now what I need to do is get go up here, grab this. What I should be able to do essentially get the mobile view. So I'm logged in to Mastodon and there's no posts yet. So oh my god, I need to put that on top, don't I? I'll keep it on top. Always on top. There we go. Oh, I'm using Ubuntu, by the way. Best Linux. Although if you do come and work at Meltwater, you get your choice, Mac, Windows, Linux. If you want to do Linux, you can do whatever distro you like. There's an entire Arch Slack channel full of people talking about stuff that I don't quite understand. Right. Right. So I actually just need to get this to post. I don't know what you have to do to post. So p.client.status something, wasn't it? Status post status. So we have a Mastodon toot. Background, then we need one of these. For some reason, I don't quite understand why everything has to be pointers. And then from that we get a status and an error. So what is in a toot? Actually, I'm just going to move this over for a sec while we get what is in a toot. Toot. The status is the text, I guess. Status is content. So we're not doing anything in reply to. No media ID is sensitive. False. I mean, spoiler text, no, but visibility. Right, visibility. What is visibility? Right, let's have a look at the actual docs. Mastodon. Oh, cool. Right. Right, to or status. API entities, no. Account statuses. There we go. Publish a new status, right. Whom apply to, sensitive, spoiler text, visibility, right. Visibility of the poster status, enumerable of public, unlisted, private, or direct. So we're going to do public. Actually, I wonder if there's a visibility. There we go. So we've got visibility, language. Do we have to specify it? So it says language is optional and ISO 6. So okay, if it's optional, we don't have to worry because we're not necessarily guaranteed to know what language it's all in. There's no poll. There's no scheduled time. Right. So return. Could not send to mastodon, and then we put the message with within it, which is going to be mastodon status. I like my capitals for some reason. Actually, if we get this far, that should be good. I mean, this should work, right? So if I just get this over here. Let's just run this and see what happens. We should get a message on Mastodon. Ooh. Mastodon. So hang on. Yes, there's a post on here. Refresh this. Oh, it's slow. Oh, get me going. Faster, please. Yes! Yes! Okay, has it done the link? Has it made? Oh, it hasn't made that link, but whatever, that's fine. This is live on Twitch. Meltwater Eng, thanks to Ollie Parsley and Meltwater Engineering. Boom! Using the app Mastodon, Twitter to Mastodon dev. Nice! I like that, that's cool. Job done there. Right, that'll do. Right, now how do I make this better? So I need it to work based on Meltwater Engineering. If I can get this to work on Meltwater Engineering, I can then do a legitimate tweet on that account to say I'm on Twitch, and then, assuming it works, just stop and end the stream. Right, let's get rid of a whole bunch of these log messages. Don't need that, as long as there's no error, we're fine. We don't need to log the account, so that's fine. That was testing credentials. We don't want to concatenate list of issues. Producer, nothing there. Right, consumer, there was nothing there. Twitter, you've got some warnings. Why have you got warnings? Oh, to do. Yep. Any error messages being dumped in there? So the bit that needs to change is this bit. Actually, I wonder what I could do is follow my own user. Is it, hang on, for the follow? Is that a real username or is that me? So I'll tweet on my account and get it to post on here, because then I don't have to mess with the the actual corporate account. So users is, oh, I need to join. so I will. Let me try and see if I've got another Twitter account somewhere. I think I might have. Let's see if I can log into one of my old Twitter accounts. Is Twitter still working? Does the login still work? Okay, so it recognized the username. I got that right. Ooh. Tap in login. Oh! Oh, confirmation code. Oh my goodness. So this account is so old, the confirmation has gone to a Hotmail address that I may not have access to anymore. Let's see. Can I just get... I want it... Oh, okay. I'm creating new windows into here. Right. How do you get the Hotmail again? Hotmail.com? Is that a thing? Does Hotmail.com still exist? It does. Okay. Ooh. Hang on. Come over here before you see any of that. I'll spend ages now logging into a Hotmail account. I've got the details. Cool. Let's see. Right, so I should get a confirmation code apparently that I can type in. Oh, why? What kind of confirmation code is this? I'm on mobile. How am I? So. Right. Let's see. Oh, add a phone number. No, no, thank you. I have to put a phone number in. Phone number already in use. I don't want to put my phone number in then. You'll use the code to verify this is really your number. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, so I can't do it that way. How else am I going to do this? Okay, I've got another Twitter account I could use. Sign out of that because that's not working. Right. I'll just put a normal tweet on my account. Let's stop faffing with all of this. Let's do Ollie Parsley. Right. We're gonna do the So I'm going to do a tweet. We're live on the Meltwater Eng Twitch account. Come join us posting to Mastodon. Is it? Does Mastodon have a Twitter account? I'll just do a hashtag. Hashtag Mastodon. And then we'll put the link in. twitch.tv/meltwater. Can't spell. Meltwater Eng. Right. I think you could. Hang on, I can't see what I'm. Can't see what the camera's saying. Hang on. So what I'm going to do I'm gonna. Oh, I need to remove some of the other like log messages, don't I? So I can. The consumer message will be okay. Right. Okay. Now this is going to be more monumentous if this works. So I run the mix. So now this should be listening to Twitter. All I should have to do is press tweet, and then it should appear in Mastodon within a couple of seconds. There we go. Tweet. Come on. Why didn't that work? Do I need to use user IDs instead? Standard stream parameters. Follow. Oh, that's why it needs to be user IDs. Okay. I will copy the content of this tweet and I can I'll delete it and redo it. Right, let's delete that tweet. So I need to, so not Ollie Parsley, I need to actually get the so I need to get the Twitter ID from the username. Right, cool. I have my username. We'll get it now. We're going to get it. This is going to work. Right. Right, I'm now going to send this tweet again. Deleted the previous one. This is going to work. Oh, I didn't put the link in. Got to do a link again. HTTPS. Slash meltwater eng. Boom. Right. This time it's going to work. So this is now waiting for the streaming API. I'm going to tweet. Tweak. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Refresh this. Yes! Yes! So this I tweeted this at, well, I'm assuming it's going to be the exact same time. If I look at it, 14:28, and it came through at 14:29, so it must have straddled like the minute boundary. But yeah, so I can. This means I can basically get this set up now. If I get, all I need to do is get the Meltwater, create a Meltwater engineering app. So create an app under the Meltwater engineering official user. Get the Meltwater engineering Twitter ID into here, and then you can publish it to the Meltwater Eng Mastodon. Woo! So that is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Now, should I actually try and make that happen? Do we think I've concluded that it works, or do we think I should take it that step further and try and make? I'll do an official tweet to try and make it work. And also, did anyone actually join from seeing that tweet? We're up to 6. Anyway, if you've just started watching the stream because you saw my tweet, we're doing a Twitter to Mastodon tool, some kind that we can hopefully reuse. So this should just be able to be set up in like Kubernetes or something, running, and then as soon as the Meltwater engineering account tweets, it will then within, I think that was within a couple of 5 seconds or so, post to Mastodon. Boom. Also said dropping retweets. Did I retweet something? Oh, oops. Oh no, someone else retweeted. Okay. Oh, so someone retweeted my post. Oh, that's interesting actually. Yeah. So if someone retweets, it comes through separately. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So how many of us are there watching this at the moment? We got 6. Can I see who the 6 are? Who still lasted this long? Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. 8 people. Nice. I've gone for now. Yeah, let's actually make this happen. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of this on the other screen because I got to get all the secrets and stuff. Let me. What's the best way to do this? So I need to get the Meltwater Engineering user ID. Meltwater Eng apparently does not have an ID. That's not right. Meltwater Eng, come on. Okay. I need to get the I just need to get the tweet ID. Sorry, Twitter ID, not tweet ID. Oops, you did not. Oh, a username should contain an @ That's a bit weird. Did I get that? Meltwater Eng. How come it can't? I can't get. Anyone know how to find the Twitter ID? From the username? Try Twitter ID. That didn't seem to work. I don't know why that's not working. This comes back. That comes back an error. What is the deal? How to find your user ID on Twitter? Oh, you have to do an export of all your Twitter data to find it? Okay, let's see if I can do that then. I know this is very interesting. Actually, do you know what? Let's just go into this mode. It's slightly more interesting. Let's see. Settings and privacy. What was it? So settings and privacy, your Twitter data, your account, download your archive. Oh. This is not fun for people to watch. All I want to do is get the ID. Wrong part. What? What is going on today? Verify it's you. Oh. This is... Ugh. There's got to be another way. Right, let's try another one. Just going on various websites to try and find. Ah, haha. That's a big ID. Do you need a Twitter ID? Apparently, they're this big now. And you're not looking back. And let me go back to the code. Yep, so I just pasted in the ID. These IDs, they're no secret. What is all this? Sociable state. Who's doing a raid? What? Hello. Oh, okay. Well, there's 100 people. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure there's 5. Well, whoever's there, welcome. Oh no, there is. Wow. Okay, maybe there is. Hi. I don't know where you all came from, but hi, welcome. I'm. If you want to know what the hell's going on here. Sorry, I was so engrossed in something else I didn't even notice. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll just give everyone an update on what I'm doing. So, I'm doing a golang Twitter to Mastodon. Hey, hello. This is the first follow of the stream. So yeah, we're doing a Twitter in Golang, a Twitter to Mastodon. Oh, hello, and Dr. Dynamite. Shake and bake. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, in Golang, a Twitter to Mastodon service. Because we're at Meltwater, company I work at, and we post using our own service to get to Twitter and Facebook and everything. A root privilege. Hey, Miss Tess, hello. And yeah, this service is meant to do that. Bloomin' heck. Well, yeah, thank you for joining. Do I have to like step up my game now? Wow. Good job I wasn't just about to end the stream then. So basically we're yeah, I'll give a quick recap. So we've got a service here where the server will create a runner. A runner has a consumer and a producer. The consumer in this case is the Twitter streaming API. So literally just listen to one particular person. In this case, an ID that's, well, I can't keep up with everyone. Jay Bardi, everyone, yeah. Thank you for following. That's great. And also because this is the Meltwater engineering account, it's not necessarily just me that's streaming, although I happen to have been the one that's done the last 5 or so. Who's next? You make my screen bigger so I can see all these. Shrithia. There we go. Anyway, yeah. So I work at this company, we're at these places. We basically want to go from, hang on, this Twitter one, to Mastodon, as everyone seems to be kind of leaving Twitter at the moment. Go is, I mean, I used to do, my camera's on top of all the alerts. There we go. When all the alerts come in, they'll come on top of my face. That's better. Doing Go. I started Meltwater for quite a company. I don't know what it was. 4 or 5 years ago, I was part of that company that got acquired. Thank you for the compliment on the glasses. I need to get my hair sorted. Oh, that's awful. So we were doing like PHP and stuff when I started, and then maybe 4 or 5 years ago, because I've been at the company for a while now. Started doing Go, and PHP, I think it was great for what we were using it for. We were using it for some front end stuff, and I was then using Go for kind of processing data and stuff, which it's worked really well for. We were comparing it with C++ for its speed, but it's also because we're working in a company where we had a team of engineers, it mattered how maintainable the code was, and the throughput from like Go versus C++ was close enough that we went with Go because of its maintainability and all the tooling and stuff that kind of went with it. I love the posters. Yeah, these are. I don't think you can't quite see it because the screen. I'm massive Formula 1 fan. You can't actually see, but just up here, I got a whole bunch of mini racing helmets. But then I'm at the bottom of the screen. So we've got my favourite tracks. So we've got the Indianapolis for the Indy 500 because I follow a bit of IndyCar. We've got Silverstone for in the UK for Formula 1, and then Imola, which is another famous track. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've started doing web apps. I've got a web app that I do on my spare time, but I can't really talk about it on here because I'm kind of on company time. But yeah, I did using web app and the Go templating and stuff, which itself is it has its quirks, but for the most part I've got on really well with it. But I'm just doing like bog standard HTML templates and stuff like that. So coded PHP for 16 years and then changed to Node. Oh yeah, we did some Node as well. Like the previous company, so it was DataSifter, which was acquired by Meltwater. We had a streaming API, and what we used to do was receive all tweets in like real time from Twitter, like legitimately, like public tweets. If you've heard of the fire hose, that's what that is. And we used to like re-syndicate to people, and we used one Node.js server to output the entire Twitter fire hose 2 or 3 times, and then all we had to do was scale outwards. It was really, for what it was pretty performant. And it was quite useful because you could do loads of things asynchronously. You could detect if customers were, say, like buffering on the socket, so we could tell this socket is buffering because they're not consuming fast enough, they're using up 100 megabytes memory, cut them off, or send them a warning to say you're about to be cut off. So I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. Srithia. I've tried Mastodon, but I had no idea with it because it's required to join the server and sign up and change the server. I need to yeah. So I'm still getting used to it. There's a really good there was a quote I found, let's see if I can find it in one of our Slack channels. Where is it? There's one, because I signed up for our Meltwater Eng Mastodon account like a couple of weeks ago, and someone mentioned it to me. Oh yeah, get this for the explanation. It's very simple. Your account is part of a kerflunk, and each kerflunk can talk to each other as part of a blumblert. At the moment, everyone you flurgle can see your bloops, but only people in your kerflunk can quark your nerps. Kind of like email. Which I think that's the best explanation of Mastodon I've heard. But yeah, so because it's federated, so essentially all the Mastodon servers are kind of linked up unless you explicitly exclude them. And so essentially you have like individual Twitter clones where they can be based on a particular topic. So for instance, we have our Meltwater Engineering and my own account is on the techhub.social, essentially social network, but it's an instance of Mastodon. All the Mastodon instances are linked together. So within we have an account on the techhub.social Mastodon instance. Because of that, our account is technically available across all other Mastodon accounts. So I can go in. So I can't log into other ones, but I can search across them. So for instance, there was a friend of mine who is on a different Mastodon server, but I can still follow them. So I can get their tweets in my timeline. You can either get what's called a local timeline, which is like I'd get a timeline of everything that's happening within the techhub.social Mastodon instance, or there's the federated one, which then includes all Mastodon instances. So it's still a bit confusing to get used to. Like I'm still trying to find the right communities to be in. The fun stuff is that we're ActivityPub. Mastodon can even talk to other software like PeerTube or. Oh, I see. Like I guess. So that's the I guess the way they do like kind of. I guess it would be like resyndication, is it? By doing that. So essentially, what the project I've been doing today. So I'll go back. Meltwater, we're in the middle of a 3-day hackathon, which we do every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months or so. One of my challenges is to pick a project that I can publicly stream and then to stream it. So that's what this is. So this is literally going from our Meltwater Engineering Twitter account, which is me and a small group of people. We manage it as like a part-time thing in amongst our normal day jobs. And I'm an engineering manager for a team who actually look after the Meltwater API is one of the things that we do. So me writing code is quite rare, so I jump at the chance for these hackathons. And so I also look after the team that kind of looks after our Twitter and stuff. And then, we wanted to start pushing our stuff. So we've done a couple of blog posts. There's a blog post that went really high on Hacker News about how we upgraded a 3 petabyte Elasticsearch cluster without any downtime. That's pretty cool. So we want to put that onto Mastodon as well. So we signed up for the account, but we've automated a lot of stuff about how we post, but not to Mastodon, and that's the bit that was missing from this. Yeah, that's exactly. I started trying to use it more. I think by following more people, you get more content, and then you kind of get into it. When starting out and you're following like no one, it doesn't work as well, I don't think. So essentially what I've done is created a service. You tell it a Twitter account to follow on the streaming API. You then authenticate with Mastodon, and if a tweet comes through, it will just repost it. But there's extra considerations you have to take. So if you have a tweet that says, hi, I'm Ollie, and I'd like at Twitch. Twitch isn't necessarily the username that Twitch have on Mastodon. They may not even have an account on there. So what do you do with that? So the solution I kind of came up with for the hackathon is the tweet might say, hi, I'm Ollie, I'm on at Twitch, and then a URL. When that goes through to Mastodon, it will just replace at Twitch with whatever the full name of that Twitter account is. It could be Twitch, it could be, for instance, if it was at Meltwater Eng, actually the post that goes through to Mastodon would say just Meltwater Engineering, not just the username, because the username doesn't necessarily match up. So yeah, so I can. So I guess everyone that's here, it's everyone. To be honest, I don't stream enough to know like about raids and stuff. But like, are you all interested in coding? Is that where you kind of come from, or are you more interested in like gaming or something, or like what languages? If you write any code, what languages do you use? Certainly within the team I manage, we're mostly Golang, but there's some Scala. There's some stuff that we don't like. There's some or don't enjoy as much. Oh, hi, Treadwharf, welcome. Yeah, we've got a bit of Scala, a bit of Ruby, a bit of Elixir, and those three bits are the ones that we're not as keen on. We're far more focused on Golang at the moment, but we kind of use whatever is the most appropriate and based on the skills in the team. So one of the things that we've got within Meltwater Engineering is each team has the autonomy to basically choose whatever language we want, and within reason the kind of infrastructure. What do we use Scala for? So a lot of it a few years ago was things like data processing, so like pipelines and stuff like that. There is a really cool library called IDML, which is I can't remember what that's called. What does it stand for? IDML.io. It's just it's a mapping language. So if you have some JSON data coming in and you want to map it to something else, it's a language like really simple text language where you can like map from one to the other. Yeah, ingestion data mapping language. That's the one. So that's basically written in Scala, but it's made to be a Java library, and we had a whole bunch of services written around that. If you use the Meltwater API, if you hit anything that's like /analytics, that uses a Scala service. Also, what does Meltwater do? We do a whole range of stuff. So we have we basically help companies with PR, marketing, and kind of customer engagement, that sort of thing. Which I do. Yeah, we look at. There's other ways of getting data out. So we receive data from all over the place. So we get like, how much data do we get per day? It's like 1 billion. What we call documents per day. So a document could either be like a tweet, of which there's probably approaching 200 to 300 million, something like that per day. Then we crawl a whole bunch of news sources. We get data from and it's all public data, so there's no private stuff in there, other than if you authenticate with like Instagram or Facebook, and you can look after your own stuff. But there's TikTok. We get what else is there? Reddit. There's various forums, blogs, all that sort of stuff. And then there's like a language you can use to kind of filter exactly to what you want. And then you can use the app to then set it to help. Say, I don't know, you've got some customers reporting something negative about you. You can then find that out and go and talk to them about it and find out what the issue is. Or you can get the data out into your own tools, which is what my team specialize in. So we have an API where you can get all that data out. So for instance, if I'm searching for what's a topic that's just climate, like climate change or something, I want everything that is talked about on Twitter related to climate change, where it's in English and sent in the last 7 hours, whatever. You can use the API to get that and put that into whatever your own tools, like there's like Tableau tools, stuff like that. And that's the stuff that I really like, is like trying to make the interfaces for all these APIs as useful and helpful to customers as possible. And that's what my team do. We're based in Reading in the UK, but we've got teams all over the world. So the team that look after our 3 petabyte Elasticsearch cluster are mostly based in Gothenburg in Sweden. We've got teams in Budapest, there's London, Berlin, then we've got a whole bunch in New Hampshire in the US, San Francisco, all those kinds of places as well. Cool. Yeah, any other programming languages? So we've got, so in other teams they're using Kotlin, Kotlin. I've always called it Kotlin. Actually, within the team, we've got TypeScript as well because we use Jest, which was I think it's been open source separately from Facebook now, where they it's like a kind of behavior testing, integration testing framework. So we do that. So we've got some user interface stuff that we also test using Playwright and Jest and stuff. So. Right, so my throat is getting really sore now. So, shall we have a look at how awful my code is? Let's have a look. So, the point I got to, if you're interested, what I can do is, if you're interested in Go, I can talk through and like dive down in exactly how this works. So, we've got this is the main method, literally just cmd execute. Cmd is, we use Cobra for like command line stuff. We're not actually using anything that fancy. We're not using extra arguments or something. It's just I'm running the server command, basically. The server command, what it does is it creates a new instance of the config. The config is, this is pretty simple. So it's just a struct that has our Twitter consumer key, secret, and other OAuth credentials. For Mastodon, it's very similar. For Twitter, it's OAuth 1.1. For Mastodon, it's OAuth 2. So there's no like access token secret or anything like we have for Twitter. And a domain, because like I was mentioned just now, Mastodon it's spread across all over the place. You have servers all over the world. You need to, your account is somewhere, so you need to have a domain to say where your account is based, even though your account can be used across instances, and it hurts my brain just to even think about it. So use environment variables, which I've just got listed up here. I've got the environment variables here so that if I don't want to accidentally click on them because then I'll be showing off the keys, so that's why I'm using environment variables. The next thing the server does is a user. So this is the Meltwater Eng Twitter account. So that's up. Perfect timing. Meltwater Eng Twitter account just above my head. That's the ID for it, which is a pain to get hold of. I think that's what I was engrossed in when everyone just suddenly joined the stream. Then we create a consumer. So the consumer and producer. So the consumer is Twitter API because we want to get all the tweets, the Meltwater engineering tweets from Twitter in real time, and then the producer is Mastodon because that's what we want to send them. I've also got a dummy one, so actually I could demonstrate how this works. Actually, if I just go get I need to keep the chat with me, don't I? Right. So on here, this is just a test Mastodon profile. You can see I was posting stuff earlier. So I've got a dummy post here. So this is instead of actually calling the Twitter API to get stuff. So for instance, I can just change Ollie Parsley to be, what's someone else who could, let's say Twitch. So what this will do is this is going to essentially be a dummy tweet. So this is the tweet that comes in. Instead of like at foobar, it's essentially like it's done at Twitch in here. Then the producer, the runner. I'm really bad at explaining my code. That's probably why I manage people and not write as much code. And then we have a message channel where that gets sent. So when you receive from Twitter, it formats the message slightly nicer, puts it on a channel. Then the producer gets sent the message. So the producer in this case is Mastodon. So up here we create the Mastodon client, and this was brand new to me like an hour ago. I'd never done any of this. So using the Mastodon app details that I already received. So if you create an app in Mastodon, you get all of these, the client keys, secret, and access token already generated for you. Test the credentials, validate that the keys are vaguely sensible, and then send the message, which does a post status. So really, we receive in this case, a dummy tweet. It then gets sent to Mastodon almost immediately after being adjusted for these things like usernames and stuff like that. So what I should actually be able to do is run make server, which is just going to run that server command. Unfortunately, the Mastodon server I'm using is quite slow at the moment. That's what this initial delay is. Start the music up again. Right, there we go. So now this should pop and then show 3 posts because it should. Oh no, it's posting. Is it posting to Mastodon now? If you see as I've refreshed this is horribly slow at the moment. I got fairly decent bandwidth, so I don't think it's me. Look how slow that is. I'm not really spelling Mastodon that great, am I? Oh, yeah, we go 28 seconds ago. There we go. So then that's immediately gone through to Mastodon. So what I was doing just before everyone joined was trying to set it up so that the Meltwater Engineering Twitter account would post and it would go to the real Meltwater one. But we're in the middle of a hackathon, so... Oh, totally. Over the last few days, I've tried to sign up for some accounts. Well, some accounts, I'm going to be spamming. I just wanted to sign up, and there's multiple of them saying the load is too high to accept new users. Like, it's crazy. Oh, perfect. I'm recording the stream at the same time, and I'm just about to run out of space. Right, I'm going to stop recording. Hopefully the stream will keep going. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to run out of space, luckily. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with... Something's going on at Twitter. I don't really know, you know. So that's pretty much where I was at. So I was going to set it up, hook up to the real Meltwater Engineering one by in the server specifying this username instead of my own, and then instead of the dummy consumer, I need the new. I should just call it the Twitter consumer. And then we have the new Mastodon producer. That's pretty much it. So what I should be able to do now, if I run this, is I will send a tweet. Oh, if I could just get this to... Oh, just trying to get my screens organized. Right. So we got this Mastodon instance here. If I tweet on the real Meltwater Engineering account, so I'm going to say we have Ollie Parsley. Like, actually, I can I show this? I've got some other stuff on the screen. I can't really show it. Anyway, I'm going to tweet, and then you'll see it appear on the screen here. We have Ollie Parsley live on Twitch. At Meltwater Eng, right. So all I'm going to do is hopefully I've set this up right. I'm going to tweet now. We should then see within a couple of seconds it should appear here. There we go. There we go. And then if I refresh this, we should see this post count go to 4 in about half an hour when it responds. Come on. Oh, there we go. Boom. So it has taken... can I show you this tweet? Let's see if I can find a screen where I could just put on here. So it's taken this tweet. So you can see it's got at Ollie Parsley. But if you go to Ollie Parsley, what it does is it substitutes this for my actual name. In here, when it then finally gets pasted to here. So that is within, I don't know, 30 seconds or so of the post going to Twitter and then ends up in Mastodon, which is exactly what I was hoping to do with this hackathon project. So all I actually need to do is, which is probably boring for everyone to watch, so I'll probably do that off stream, is set up a Mastodon app under the real Meltwater Eng Mastodon account, meaning I can then essentially substitute in these environment variables, the Mastodon ones, for the legit ones. Shall I do that? I could do. I mean, it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but it would actually be end to end done. Go on then. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Right, we'll leave that there. We'll go on to. Excuse me. We'll go back onto my talking head mode because that's not going to be the most exciting to watch. What I'll do is I will go to. Can I? Unfortunately, I can't show the creation of it because then all the secret keys are going to go. It's techhub.social, and then I need to log in. Do you mean so? Use Go only. So yeah. So the app itself it's pure Go. So what I can do, actually, I've got it in the make file, is I can build the binary for it. So actually, if I do, if I just cancel that, make build. Oh no, minify doesn't exist. Nuke. Whoa, that was about to be a very, very big problem. So that's just going to remove target directory. Right, cool. Boom. So if I have a look in target, you can see there Twitter to Mastodon. So that is the actual binary that I can use when we publish it. So I can publish it. I'm hoping what I could do is open source this repo because I've kept it private for now. But once I've finished with it today, there's no reason why I can't make it public. Because all it does is you just supply your environment variables, and then it will just work from there. Right. I need to. How do I log out of Mastodon? Learn with me, everyone. Log out, there we go. Right, log out. Oh, it's so slow. It's a Friday. What's everyone up to this weekend? Also, what does everyone think of the music? Royalty free, but see, this is actually pretty high quality, I think. Watch chess. Oh, and actually, if you're watching Magnus Carlsen, he's sponsored by us. It's the Meltwater tournament, and he's got the little. Actually, you'll see the little. Can I kind of point? I don't know which way I'm pointing now. The little logo up at the top. He has it on his jacket. Annoyingly, I couldn't go to San Francisco to see him there. Right, I'm logged in now. How do I create? I just need to create an app. I'm so sorry. This is boring to watch this bit. How do I find my account stuff? Right. Preferences. Blimey. Account? Oh, development. There we go. Right. Now I can create an app. Oh, blimey. Application. Right. I need access. Actually, I think I'm actually only a few seconds away from being able to have this done. I'm not sharing my screen, am I? I just got to mess with secrets. Oh, come on, right. Client key, right. 1. Client secret. Access token. Right, I'm going to close those and then. Right, I can share my screen again now. Whew. Right. So we've got. Everything should be fine. I should just. Oh. Mastodon doc. Why can't I save this? Oh, hang on. As the stream used up all my disk space and now I can't do anything. Right. Trash is empty. Right, video. Let's get this really massive video I've just recorded. Right. There we go. Nope. File is read-only. Why is the file read-only? What have I done? Oh! So this isn't my Mastodon. So that's not my Mastodon instance. That's not this. That is that was the actual client library itself. What an idiot. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Right. So what I should be able to do is get... So what I'll be able to do is actually techhub.social/meltwatereng. Come on, come on. Poor techhub.social. They need to do some scaling, I think. Scale out a bit. Cope with this traffic. Right. So this is the Meltwater engineering account. Last thing was I posted manually yesterday about this. So what I'm going to do is... I was going to do it on my phone because I got the account on here, I think. The tweet that just went there, that I posted a few minutes ago. Where is it? Where did it go? Profile. Right, there we go. Right. I'm going to copy this text, resend the tweet basically. I can't. I just want to copy the text. Right. So now I'm on. Let me just set this up. Oh, it's the server running. Because it's real time. It's not like it picks up any messages. So if the server's not running, it's not going to pick anything up. Right. Right. So this is the account. I'm basically just going to delete this last tweet and I'm going to resend it. I'll just do it on here. Got another window somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Right, so delete. I don't know if the tweet would automatically disappear from here, but basically I'm just going to refresh and it's going to have disappeared. So I'm just on the other screen because I don't really want to give it all away, all the secrets and everything. Right. So There's going to be exactly the same tweet, so I'm just going to send it. We're going to refresh this screen, and it's going to appear, and then it's going to appear here. It should appear here. What was that last bit? You could start up your own instance with... Oh, start up my own. Oh, that's a good point, actually. I was wondering, like, yeah, could as a replacement for like Slack or something, each company could just run their own one and then just have them all hooked up to the main, I don't know what you call it, the federated network or whatever it is. So I'm going to tweet. 3, 2, 1, tweet. That's gone. So if I refresh this page, it should be here. It's just come through down here, just on the left here. So if I refresh this, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, the lag is just, oh, come on. Yes. Oh, perfect. That is exact. That, I mean, that's basically the whole thing there. So one last thing I have to do, and that's it. But apart from packaging it up, it's a hackathon project. I could package it up another time. Oh, perfect. Ship it. Yeah, straight to production. Let's go. That depends. I mean, if anyone from my team is watching, they know my history with pushing stuff to prod is not great, especially because I don't write code day to day now. But that is exactly what I wanted it to do. It took the @OllieParsley, it resolved it to my actual name because, well, that's the hackathon project. If I wanted to carry it on, I could try and find this person, me, across Mastodon instances or something, but perfect. I was really happy with that. Right, so there's one final thing to do then, and that is when you set the server running, this is where I want to kind of use the commands, is at the moment I just hard code a user ID. What I want to do is be able to accept that into here. So you start the server with a user ID to search for, and that's it really. So I just need to search Cobra. Set string CLI argument? Is that how you do it? Pass all arguments and flags. Let's just do Cobra CLI. Just put it. Yeah, we go. Get a page for it. Give me some examples. Give me some more examples. Usage. No. Flags. Okay, more about that. That's quite a cool logo. I want some example. Can I'd rather just like this. I just want the example. Give me the example. Is there an examples directory? No. Cobra.dev? It's provided with the p flag. Getting started. Right. Okay. That's a good point. Is there any? I guess there isn't. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's at least 2 people from the team watching. Yeah. So, do we have any examples in any of our code that I could just grab a little bit from? That's for scheduler, right? So, if you're looking in chat, the Turninator and Sweatsai. Okay, I'm trying to get. Don't out. Well, if the code I'm going to copy is that bad, I might just have to out you publicly. Although I could look at git blame and just see if it's not you. So CMD So which command... Do you know which command in one of our services I could use? Oh, I found one for job expiry. Yeah, job expiry. Right, okay, so it looks like... Unfortunately, I can't show you this code, but I can... I'll give us that. Ah! Practice following, nice. Is this, have you had a Twitch account before? Right, okay, so apparently I can... Right. So, none of this should make sense. So, what I want is a string var p. I'm not sure what p means, and I want it... Oh, I don't want... Oh, pointer. What if I don't want it to be a pointer? Is that a thing I just give it, like, a name? I need to... Hang on, let's get rid of this window. Right, so what is that? What do I have to do? Defines a string flag with specified name, default value, and usage. The argument p points to a string variable. Oh no, I don't. But I don't want it to be that. Though. Hang on. I think I might have. Do I have one of my own? Not that one. That's my side project. That one. I've got a command in here. I can probably pinch. Again, fascinating viewing, I think. Actually, I've got very similar. So this is going to be user ID, shorthand U, default was that, usage, a single user ID. And then I just need to figure out how to get it. Oh, perfect. When the command is running, I can then look up user ID. If user ID is empty, then we can just quit. If user ID is needed. Or else then I can just put that in here. Oh, I need that ID actually. No. User ID. I wanted to make it work with multiple users, so that's why it's a list here. So I will adjust this. So what I should be able to do then is dash user dash ID equals this. Let me just make it print it. So user ID. Right. So if I do this, right. Oh, that's not work, does it? Why does it come through as Sir ID? Oh, hang on. Is it like double dash or something? If I just do that. There we go. Cool. Okay. Easy peasy then. So that, if I have this, if this just runs, then done. I think. Apart from ignore the fact I've not done any unit tests. Yes, definitely the hardest part. Also spelling typos. So I therefore conclude excluding unit tests, but that's one of the reasons I made these consumers and producers with interfaces, is that things like I swapped in a dummy, I could swap in a mock if I wanted to, anything that just implements the interface, for instance, like start, stop, and get message channel. But that is the basics of it. I think it's just going to be separately. I'll just deploy it, which we use. So within. Just going to change my direction. There we go. So we use Kubernetes. We have so although the teams here we've all got the autonomy to choose languages and kind of roughly infrastructure that we want to use. There's there's a group of teams called Foundation, and they produce things like they have a Kubernetes cluster that they manage for us. So we don't have to worry about that part of the infrastructure, but things if we want to use databases and stuff, we use Amazon, AWS. We can use our own Terraform, that sort of thing, but they give us Terraform modules that we can use to like make sure we're being like secure and stuff. But it means that our team, the team that looks after the Meltwater API and some of the in-app functionality, we use Terraform for infrastructure and we use Helm for deployments. So separately, I'll just get a Helm chart going, but we should, because we had a delay in the start for our hackathon, is that hopefully we'll get Monday as well. So Monday, I think, will be my get it deployed, and then, I mean, the best way that everyone could keep up with the progress of this is to follow Meltwater Eng on Twitter, but also follow Meltwater Eng on techhub.social, which I should probably put on these down here somewhere. So follow those, and then you'll know when I've got it set up properly, because you'll see a tweet appear, and within a few seconds it will appear on Mastodon. So, boom. Anyone else got any other questions just before I sign off? Because my throat is killing me. I started at 1 p.m, so got 2.5 hours in. Oh, actually, I've got soothers. So cool. Thank you everyone who came during that raid and hung out. Hopefully you found it interesting. We do. I want to stream more. It's tricky when we're obviously in day jobs and we're doing stuff that's proprietary. But any open source stuff, when I get an opportunity, I like streaming. So we've got the next hackathon is probably it will be next year, but probably the first quarter of next year. Because we had a delay in the start of this one, I may, in the next hackathon, most of them I've streamed like a couple of days in a row, or like twice in a day. This one is like literally this is it for today, and then it'll be the next hackathon or any other time I have an opportunity to stream. So thank you very much everyone, and if you're not following already, please do, so then you'll know when I'm streaming next, or it could be other people. If anyone else within Meltwater Engineering is watching and you want to stream, I've got all the details you need. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been great fun. Thank you for the raid, that was great, and hopefully I'll catch you again next time. Cheerio.